Hello again, welcome to this episode of Grade 8. In this episode we are going to talk about life events. We are going to tackle some reading comprehension exercises. So, what makes life events? What do you think? In my opinion, what makes life events is the life challenges we face every day. What type of challenges you may face? We have family relationships, academic or career disappointments in friendship, health issues, or financial troubles. We come across some people who inspire us to overcome life challenges. Today, we will read two stories about overcoming life challenges. The stories of two magnificent people, Juri Al-Azmi and Ghanem Al-Muftah. You can find the stories in your student's book, page 25. You can go there and read them on your own. The first story is Juri Al-Azmi's story, Defying the Odds. Defying the odds means doing something that seemed impossible to do. The second story is called My Incredible Story by Ghanem Al-Muftah. You have to know that a narrative text tells a story. It is important to be aware of the elements of the story. What are the elements of the story? The characters, the central problem, the resolution or the solution to the problem, and the theme. Quickly read the whole passage to identify the elements of the story before you begin answering the questions. So, in the first story, Defying the Odds, what is the main character in this story? Clearly, it's Juri Al-Azmi. Very good. What do you think the central problem is? It's that she loves reading, but she is blind. What is the resolution or the solution to the problem? The resolution is that she won the first place at the Arab Reading Challenge contest. In the second story, My Incredible Story, the main character is Ghanem Al-Muftah. Very good. The central problem is that he wants to be an athlete, but he was born with a rare disease. Rare means very unusual. It's an adjective. For example, a rare disease is one that affects less than 5 in 10,000 people. What is the resolution in this story? It is that his dream is to become a Paralympian. A Paralympian is a person who competes in the Paralympics. The Paralympian, let's read the example. The Paralympian Ahmed Al-Mutairi won a gold medal at the 2016 Summer Paralympics. How about the theme? The theme is the message or lesson that the readers learn by reading a story. Sometimes a story has a particular message which is called a moral. A moral is a message that teaches us a lesson in life. You can find the message of a story by looking at the characters' actions and focusing on what is repeated throughout the story. In this episode, we are going to answer word meaning question, the opposite, word reference, lesson learned, and the WH questions. The first story, Juri Al-Azmi, Defying the Odds. 16-year-old Kuwaiti girl, Juri Muhammad Al-Azmi, has always loved reading books and poetry. She lost her sight, but did not lose her determination or hope. She was able to overcome being blind and achieve first place in Kuwait at the Arab Reading Challenge contest. She beat 16,000 Arab students by reading 50 books. She also participated in the Arab Reading Challenge Champion contest in the United Arab Emirates. There were 18 other Arab students who had reached the final stage of the competition. One of the difficulties facing Juri is the lack of books in Braille. Braille is a method of writing that helps the blind to read with their fingers. She said in a statement published by the organizing committee that she loves reading and that her visual handicap is not a barrier between her and the world around her. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, and D. Number 1. The meaning of the underlined word contest in the first paragraph is A. Agreement, B. Dream, C. Challenge, D. Development. When choosing the meaning of the word, remember, you should go to the mentioned paragraph, read the sentence of the given word to identify its meaning, analyze all the options for the meaning, choose the most suitable one. Let's go back to the paragraph. Let's read the sentence again. She was able to overcome being blind and achieve first place in Kuwait at the Arab Reading Challenge contest. So what do you think the most suitable meaning is? Is it agreement, dream, challenge, or development? And the correct answer is challenge. Very good. What is Braille? Remember, you have to identify the keywords in the question, identify the verbs in the question, identify the nouns and noun phrases in the question. We can find by that the answer here. One of the difficulties facing jury is the lack of books in Braille. Braille is a method of writing that helps the blind to read with their fingers. So that is the answer. Braille is a method of writing that helps the blind to read with their fingers. Now let's go to the second story, my incredible story by Ghanem al-Muftah. Let's start reading it. Qatari teenager Ghanem was born with a rare disease which stops the development of the lower spine. Doctors told his family he probably would not survive. Ghanem has inspired people around the world by surviving and incredibly by becoming an athlete. He shares his story of hope and determination with the world. His dream is to become a Paralympian. Ghanem said, "Through my Instagram account, where I have almost 1 million followers, I want to say that everyone has a right to dream. Social media is a window to the world. It helps us get our message out there faster, and we have to use it in a positive and useful way. I want people to understand that people with disabilities are capable of giving and are active in society." Now let's answer this question. The opposite of the underlined word rare in the first paragraph. How do you identify the opposite of the word? Read the sentence in which the underlined word is found. Think of the opposite of the underlined word before looking at the answer options. Look for the hints to get the right word. Let's go back to the paragraph and read the sentence again. Qatari teenager Ghanem was born with a rare disease which stops the development of the lower spine. Do you think this disease is common? Do you encounter it every day? Or it's unusual? So what do you think the opposite of rare in this case? Is it familiar, useful, final, or capable? The correct answer is familiar. Very good. Let's go to the next question. The underlined pronoun it in the second paragraph refers to A. a right, B. social media, C. word, D. dream. Remember, you don't need a full understanding of the passage in order to solve this type of question. Read the sentence where the underlined word is mentioned and then read a few sentences that come before it. You need to identify what word the pronoun is replacing. Keep in mind singular, plural differences. Let's go back to the paragraph. Ghanem said, "Through my Instagram account, where I have almost 1 million followers, I want to say that everyone has a right to dream. Social media is a window to the world. It helps us get our message out there faster, and we have to use it in a positive and useful way." What do you think the thing that helps us get our message out there? What do we use to deliver messages? Is it right, social media, a word, or a dream? What do you think? Clearly, the right answer is social media. Very good. Let's look to this question. The lesson learned from the two stories is A. Lose hope and forget about your dreams. B. Use social media effectively. C. Be worried about your difficulties. And D. Challenge your obstacles to achieve your dream. How do you answer this question? You can find the lesson learned from the story by looking at Juri's and Ghanim's actions and focusing on the problems they faced. Notice how they overcome their problems. Now, analyze the options. A. Lose hope and forget about your dreams. Clearly, that's not the correct answer. Use social media effectively. You can't get that from the two stories, so it's not the correct answer. Be worried about your difficulties. That's also not the correct answer. It's D. Challenge your obstacles to achieve your dream. And that's the lesson we learned from the two stories. How has Ghanim al-Muftah inspired people? Again, identify keywords, verbs, nouns, and noun phrases in the question. We have has inspired, Ghanim al-Muftah, and people, the word people. And by that, we can locate the correct answer in this paragraph. Ghanim has inspired people around the world by surviving and incredibly by becoming an athlete. And that's the answer. Ghanim has inspired people around the world by surviving and incredibly by becoming an athlete. Who has inspired you in your life and why? That's it for this episode. We learned how to infer the meaning of some new words from context and how to answer detailed questions after reading. Thank you and see you next time.